The Share or Export function in Final Cut Pro 10 can be accessed either through the File menu or the Share button. Also, the default Share destination can be activated by the keyboard shortcut Command E, as in Export. At TV10, we have made the default destination the file format needed for the 360 Systems image server, which is the computer that plays back master control. First, be sure that there are no in or out points marked on the timeline. If there are, hit Option X to clear them. If you export with in and out points, you will only export the selected range. Next, check to be certain that the timeline is active. If the media clip is selected, you will export only that clip. Then hit Command E to bring up the Share dialog box for 360 export. When the TV10 to 360 export dialog box pops up, check to be sure that your story ID number is correct. If you want, you can add a description or tags, anything like that. Once again, double check your story ID number in the Save As dialog box. Navigate to the folder, Desktop, 360 Exfer, and click Save. To watch the share progress, pop open the Background Tasks window, Command 9. You can also open the Background Tasks window by clicking in where you see the little percentage next to the timecode. Your story is exporting as an MPEG-2 program stream with the extension .mpeg. When the export is complete, you will see a message that says Share Successful. This is only the first half of the process. The 360 Exfer folder has an Automator Action attached. This is something you really don't have to think about a whole lot. It's automated. That's why it's called an Automator Action. But every file that drops in that folder will have a set of actions applied. First, the .mpeg extension will be changed to simply MPG. This is necessary for the 360 server to read it. Then the file will be transferred by FTP to the server. Finally, the file will be deleted from the 360 Exfer folder. This process again is automatic, but you'll need to monitor it to make sure that it is completed. When the Automator Action is done, you should get a notification that says, "Yay! Transfer complete." Check Master Control to confirm the file is correct. At this point, it's going to be a really good idea to actually walk down to Master Control and check and see that your file actually did go down there. Rob and I wrote this Automator Action, so it hasn't been tested extensively. You wouldn't want your hard work to be useless because you didn't check to see that it actually went to Master Control. Share H.264/AAC to archive. You need to export a copy of the story to keep for yourself. The best of these stories will be used on your online portfolio, so it's important to be sure that everything is done correctly. Many computer monitors have only one speaker, or they may have a broken speaker. This means it's important to combine the A roll and the B roll into a single mono audio track. It's also important to trim the slate and the pad so people will only see the actual story. To start this, in the timeline, mark in and out points to select the range of the story without the slate or the pad. Then go to File, Share, or click the Share button, and then choose H.264 1080p AAC Mono. This should be probably the second choice in the list of choices. This will export a high-definition mono file that will play back on almost any computer. It's also great for uploading to YouTube or anything like that. Make sure the name is correct in the dialog box and click Next. Navigate to RAID 5, 08 Archive, and then look for the correct year and month. Hit Save. When the export is complete, go to the archive folder and copy your file, Command C. Now, navigate to your personal folder on RAID 5 and paste the file, Command V. Review the file and be sure that it looks good. Occasionally, a file will export poorly, and you don't want this on your resume. Closing the library. It is absolutely essential to close your library before quitting Final Cut Pro. if you quit Final Cut Pro 10 with your library still open, and then go to another computer to work on your project, no one else will be able to open Final Cut Pro on that computer. To close your library, right-click the library icon and select Close Library. Repeat these steps for any other libraries that might be open. Now you can quit Final Cut Pro. Remember to quit Final Cut Pro every time you're done using it. Unlike most Mac apps, you can quit Final Cut Pro simply by Xing out of the main window. You can also quit Final Cut Pro from the Final Cut Pro menu, the Final Cut Pro icon on the dock, or, my favorite, hitting Command Q. Okay, once Final Cut Pro is closed, you're done editing, and you can go to your post in the show.